Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and welcome if you're here for the first time. I am super anxious to get back to Ren. It's been way too long, and I'm doing Sunflower's Prologue, and so let's jump right into this. This is part of Vincent's tale. I want to remind you that I always have a link to the original video and artist in the description. Do not recommend watching this for the first time. And in fact, with Ren, I don't think I've gotten through anything nonstop because it's so complex and we have to stop and dive into it, right? So I'll do my best, but I'm probably going to stop, right? And it's a reaction, and I think most of you will want that from me, but I just want to give a little disclaimer up first if you're one of those that, isn't familiar with that concept or otherwise, because I've had a lot of comments like that lately. So let's get to it.
Tragic scenes last night in London. A 14-year-old girl was found dead from a fatal stab wound. Her attacker, a 14-year-old boy, is in critical condition after a violent altercation with a police officer. Over to reporters on the ground for more.
Wow. Right out of the gate. Okay, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they're talking about Jenny and Screech. Right? 14-year-old girl murdered by a 14-year-old boy. The police officer's on the scene. Richard, I think was his name. So this is all part of the same thing. Right out of the gate. My goodness, right out of the gate.
Tragic scenes last night in London. A 14-year-old girl was found.
And look at the TV. That's the Sick Boy logo, I think it is, on the top right. And if the officer on the scene there on the left, is that Richard? And then you see they've got a police scene with the body bag. Wow, this is intense. This is intense already.
From a fatal stab wound. Her attacker, a 14-year-old boy, is in critical condition after a violent altercation with a police officer. Over to reporters on the ground for more.
And the music is quite interesting as well. We've got it in 3, dot, 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 with kind of some like xylophone type of background. This is fascinating. So Vincent's tale. So is this Vincent here? That's a good question. Rolling a joint. Let's get to it.
Violent altercation with a police officer. Over to reporters on the ground for more.
Oh, such a beautiful shame.
Oh, no, he didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. This is going to be one where I'm just going to pause because there's so much here. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful shame, right? Like, I've talked in my reactions about how you've informed me through your comments, but then I've talked about it in follow-up because we've seen that recurring theme with Ren. What a beautiful shame, or not what a beautiful shame, but what a shame, because it sounds like the media reported on the original story of Jenny and Screech, oh, what a shame, as if it was just some just like walking down the street, like it's just another occurrence, right? And that's how he's starting off here. What a beautiful shame in this case, right? And then if you remember when Jenny and Screech, when Violet came in the picture and she died, presumed dead, I think that was the phrase he used at that time, if I'm not mistaken. And then he asked if it was a miracle or a tragedy, or he compared them both, right? And there's a whole bunch to that. So he's winding everything together here. I've gotten, 4 seconds in? My gosh, this is going to be buckle up.
Beautiful shame.
Luke.
The sunflowers will when the skies do not rain. It's a story I'm sure we all know. It's a moment of madness inside of the woes. We all fall down in London.
That looks like the portrait of Van Gogh, the self-portrait. And this is sunflowers, which Van Gogh had these famous sunflower paintings. That can't be coincidence. Ren never does anything coincidentally. Yes, it absolutely does. The same... Oh my gosh.
A moment of madness inside of the woes. We all fall down.
So is he already comparing himself to an artist of Van Gogh?
In London.
that a date 9/10 to 2/16? There's a dash, I think. Or is that a number? I don't know what that is. There's something else in the corner. I can't see it. A ghost. I don't know what that is, the long thing. Some pens, of course, but I couldn't see what was in the corner. Oh my gosh! So I was looking at the guitar, but then I looked at the TV. That's the Johnson Bunny.
Oh, what a
That's the Johnson Bunny.
scene.
We haven't seen him.
Here lie the corpse.
Yeah, the guitar is like a little mangled from like Ren's live performance of the garage scene. Why am I blanking on the song he did with Sam?
Of corporate machines planting seeds where the
Wait, let me look at that painting.
corpses of corporate machines planting seeds where the
There's always little clues and everything everywhere. Nothing is accident with this guy. I mean, Ren is just such a mastermind. Nothing is ever an accident. Everything's deliberate. Everything is
grass never grows, but the grass stays greener in places unknown as we all fall down.
I mean, just the lyricism in his singing. Oh my God. And the grass stays greener in places unknown. And they all fall down. So he's like London Bridge's song as well. So it's almost like we scar the grass or humans intervene. That's fascinating.
As we all fall down in London town, shaky ground carries me. Whoa, rise down, blindingly loud, never surrender.
Oh, I love the synth there. And it's not even on beat exactly.
Oh,
that is sick. Is that in 5? Oh no, it went back to 8. Okay. Oh, he looks mad. Oh, that was cool. It was like fuzzy, and then it was like almost cartoonistic, and God, dude is built. I don't think I've seen that tattoo. Is that a new one? Is that real? I know he had the ones on his hands that were real. Everything was beautiful and nothing hurt. Oh, wow. So this is before, essentially he started getting symptoms of his Lyme disease, I assume. Ooh, listen to those horns, and they're just like something ominous is happening. And that low bass reverberation. It's almost like he's portraying just going through life. It's not, I don't know. He's mad at everything. It's almost like life is happening without him is kind of what I'm getting. Like, yeah, he's trying to get his attention. He's not even paying attention. He's just got a blank stare. The world happens without him. So I was thinking it was like an internet cafe, but maybe that's his office or something. Slowing down. the instrumentation, my goodness. Look, a girl's trying to pick him up and he just doesn't even care. He's just having a shot. Like, why aren't you listening to me, dude? Oh, listen to that. Okay, my goodness, what he just did there, right? Musically, with the scene and everything, right? It sped up, but he was cutting time in half rhythmically while he continued to descend, excuse me, down essentially the piano. But by the time he finishes, he's actually off the piano. That's such a low note, and the time's, goes down so little, and you hear this clock ticking, and this is just fascinating. I gotta hear that again. Things come to a screeching halt. No, right. Okay, there we go. Down lower. Wow. So it's almost like this character, whether it's Ren or not, I don't think we know, is just going through the motions. He's just, life is passing him by. I mean, that's what I'm getting from it. Clearly drunk. You see him stumbling. Closing out the bar. There's nobody else there. Okay. So, whoa. That's yesterday. This just came out. Oh, it's done. Whoa. Okay, so you saw him with that Vincent van Gogh character earlier. It's Vincent's tale, so I'm assuming that's Vincent. So either he's metaphorically another version of Vincent, and we're seeing different times wound in, or maybe it's at the same time but different personalities, or it's actually a different character that he meets Vincent in prison, it looks like. I guess we're going to find out in Vincent's tale. This was such a masterpiece, and it's the start of a new series, it sounds like. The Vincent tale. Or I guess maybe one video, but either way, there's a prologue to it, which is just fascinating. And I kind of forgot about this whole thing about Van Gogh and sunflowers, but then there's burning and there was so much still lyrics, but I'm already so deep in this that I'm not even sure if I want to unpack it. I feel like I have to, just in traditional Ren fashion. But I'm anxious to dive right into the video that it showed yesterday's date on to see if it's available and if I could go watch it, because I want to react to that. So I think I'll do that, but let me just spend a couple minutes on the lyrics and then maybe we'll go to that. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I took some notes. I didn't go deep into this one, guys. Apologies, because I know for those of you who follow me, you probably expect it. So I'm going to keep it relatively light. We already talked a bit about Such a Beautiful Shame. I already talked about this, so I'm not going to go into that. Sunflowers wilt when the skies do not rain. I mean, the sunflowers in Van Gogh, there's clearly a parallel there. That's deliberate. I don't know enough about the painting. I'm not going to go do research to know kind of specifically what he used or did. But then he says, it's a story I'm sure we all know. It's a moment of madness inside the woes. The story we all know, sunflowers wilt when skies do not rain, right? That's an interesting, when the skies do not rain. So yeah, they get dry up. Sorry, for whatever reason, I was thinking it was kind of a reverse piece, but yeah. They need sunlight and rain, so without nurturing, they die. A moment of madness. I think that's just, there's so much that can mean, right? It could be Ren's inner turmoil. It could be the society, societal collapse and things of that effect. I think we get to kind of that here momentarily. And then, I was thinking early on, and so I'm going to detract from the lyrics for just a minute here, because I was trying to figure out who Vincent is, who this Ren character is there, and I'm not sure I got it, but I had some ideas. At first, I was thinking, wait, because I feel like all these characters are going to come together. I actually felt that when I saw Jenny, Screech, and Violet, I thought that he would bring those together, and I was actually a little upset he didn't. Or there were more characters at play that, somehow Richard and others were going to come into the picture, and he didn't, but I think he's doing that now. And that we saw Richard referenced at the beginning, and I think that might have been Richard standing on the street, the cop, right? But at first I was thinking, wait, is this Vincent character maybe the father of Violet? And then I looked at the age thinking, now I don't think that works out, right? Again, everything's deliberate with Ren, and he would have made the age match more. Or maybe it's a recollection, but no, he was watching the news, so it can't be, right? So then I thought, well, could this be Jenny and Screech's father? Right? Maybe. I don't recall if they mentioned a name of Violet's, of their father. Maybe they did. I don't recall if they did. If they didn't, that's my number one thought process of who Vincent is he's going to come together. The other piece is, what does this have to do with Richard? I don't know. Maybe they're going to meet. Maybe Richard influences him or vice versa. Their worlds are going to cross. This is the Ren universe, right? The metaverse, the Reniverse, as you know it, right? All these stories kind of come together. So I think we're probably going to see some of that, but I still don't quite know who Ren is. I think either he's some alter ego, or he's literally someone that, similar as I just mentioned with Richard and Vincent, someone that either influences Vincent or is influenced by Vincent, or mutual influence. So they're intertwined somehow, but we don't quite know yet. So, all right, back to the lyrics. As we all fall down in London town, shaky ground. We all fall down. That's, Ring Around the Rosie, is it? But here it's deadly serious, right? Society is collapsing. Things are tragic. We see the news, the tragedy, right? In a London town, obviously that's a literal reference here. Shaky ground, not stable, right? There's madness on the street. We just saw madness, moment of madness. Carries me, war rains down, right? Well, we said that it was dry and the sunflowers couldn't be watered, essentially. So it's likely metaphorical, right? It's not a literal rain, but they're saying war comes down. And so there's so much complexity and violence and just fighting against. And, we know all of Ren's societal complexities that he dispels and talks about and so forth. So that's probably at play here too. Blindingly loud, never surrender. That is powerful, right? Just resilience, insistence, right? Oh, what a terrible scene. Here we got that same, oh, what a terrible scene. What a shame. It's kind of the same vibe, right? Here lies the corpses of corporate machines, planting seeds where the grass never grows. We talked a little bit about the grass being greener, but here I think it ties also back to where the grass never grows. Trying to imprint or implant something that could never be, right? And then maybe it ties back to the corporate machines. In other words, we can't influence or we can't affect, we can't impact the things that, the corpses of corporate machines. Like, they're too powerful. You're trying to plant the seeds, but that grass will never grow. It stays greener in places unknown. So yeah, we never visit those. We can never be there. We can never be established with them. I mean, it's probably just another tie back at capitalism. Okay, I think that's really it for this one. I've said a lot, and I'm super, super anxious to react to this next one, assuming it's available. I hope it is. Maybe the date's changed or something, but I'm going to go check it out. If it is, I'm going to go do it right now. Now, you may not see this right away, but I will say, members, and I'm talking about on YouTube, I've gotten rid of my own site and everything. On YouTube, you can sign up for the members membership for my channel, and members get access to everything early. You'll likely have access to this early. And if I do react to that now, I'm going to try to release these close to each other so that you can view them relatively quickly yourself. That said, thank you much. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so now. We will see you in the next one. Take care.